All
right, Stephanie Elam with the latest from LAX. Thank you. So could the LAX shooting have been prevented if TSA officers at the airports had guns themselves? Let's discuss with Democratic Senator Diane Feinstein of California. She's the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Senator, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you, Wolf. Good to talk to you.
Thank you. Do you believe these TSA officers should be armed?
No, not per se, but I think there's a problem there. I can understand how an armed police officer would not want to stand at a checkpoint for a full 8 hours. Maybe they should be rotated in every 2 hours. But to have a 2 to 3 minute delay to getting an armed police officer to a checkpoint, I think is too long. And I think what this does, in addition to the tragedy it has caused families and those people wounded, is also another thing that was pointed out, and that is that this shooter could have gotten onto that plane in the process of loading with an open cockpit door. And that presents a whole host of other problems. So I think you've got to take a look at the checkpoint. You've got to have the checkpoint protected with armed officers virtually at all times. Maybe not TSA, because TSA is up close and personal. They're doing body searches. You don't want someone snatching a weapon from a TSA officer. But with other forms of armed police, I really think it's going to be, what this has done is expose a big loophole in plane security.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's taking a close look to learn some lessons from this and move on. One of the things that jumped out at me and a lot of other folks, if you take a look at this incident, so many recent incidents of these lone individuals going someplace and starting to shoot and kill people. We've got a list over here going the Navy Yard recently here in Washington, Sandy Hook Elementary, the Aurora Theater, Tucson, Virginia Tech. There's a history of mental illness in all of these shooters. What, if anything, can Congress do, should Congress be doing to deal with these mental health issues, these individuals supposedly hearing voices in their head, forcing them to go out and kill people?
Well, Congress or the United States government doesn't run mental health facilities. What we do is provide funding to local jurisdictions who do. So this is very difficult. There have been a lot of speeches made on we've got to increase mental health protection, diagnosis. But how exactly do you do that? And how do you know that when somebody goes in to buy a gun that they are mentally ill if they don't appear to be so at the moment? This is, I think, a real dilemma. It is not easy to do. I think, and my view has been, after a long time of watching this, since the first mass shooting in 1968 at the Texas Bell Tower, is that we have to care about the kinds of weapons that are available to people. And here you have a .223 MP-15, MP standing for military and police. That was the supposed use of this weapon. It's an AR-15 type weapon. It's made by Smith & Wesson. Whether it has a bullet button in it that would make it legal to use in California or to sell in California, I don't know.
Well, supposedly, Senator, he went to a gun store in Van Nuys, bought this assault rifle legally without any problems with magazines and all of that.
That's my understanding.
And so is there a problem there in Van Nuys, California, where someone can just go in and buy this gun, even if he may have some sort of history of mental illness?
Well, I don't know whether this was a federal firearms dealer or not, so that has to be shown. I've heard that it was, but I don't know for sure. But I think there's got to be a way to prevent people who have unstable mental illnesses from obtaining firearms. Now, in Aurora, this young man was clearly unstable. His mother should have known it from a lot of his attitude and behavior in his room. She took him out shooting. Now, that's a strange thing. So how you do this, I wish I knew. How you categorize somebody as mentally not able to buy a firearm, I wish I knew. I don't happen to know that right now.